Good day, everybody. My name is the Soldier Voice Wale Fatsi from the Big R. Um, I'm sure you got brilliant news, and then in terms of the press conference, I think a lot of issues have been clarified. So yeah, we know now what is the way forward. We just hope that yeah, we won't be, maybe this clears the air in terms of whether our football is going to continue or not. But nevertheless, let's discuss the topic that we intended to discuss this afternoon. We want to look and review the games that were playing over the weekend, MTN, Top 8, Wafa Wafa. So we just want to look back and discuss. There is a whole lot of issues around the referee, that the referee was a little bit biased. Remember, it was a referee and a linesman. And then, so I don't know, do we blame that? Do we blame the referee? Do we blame the linesman? But nevertheless, let me just welcome Laspon. Laspon, welcome to the show and greet the viewers. Laspon?
Yes, afternoon, Mr. Shabalala, and to the viewers out there. Hope everyone is ready for part two of the show. And the latest news we have and results over the weekend. A lot happened over the weekend, especially with the referee, but we're here to unpack that and discuss all of that. Thank you very much.
Let's look at the news in terms of signings and so on. Any other news? Because remember, the closing date for signing is the 31st of August. We know that at Pirates, the issue of Zimbabwe, and then they talk a whole lot of people, a whole lot of names. Welsh guy might take over. There's also talk of Steve Kompella might come in, Mandla Ngazi. There's a whole lot of speculations. But nevertheless, any other news that you want to share, Lasbon?
No, apart from there's a Canadian striker that's supposed to join Orlando Pirates apparently, but we haven't heard more details about it. He hasn't joined the club as of yet, but we hope that they'll probably speed things up and probably we might get an opportunity to meet the striker in South Africa. But for now, there isn't any transfer news that I'm hearing on my side regarding these the other clubs also. So we just look forward to see how the month goes. There's still time, 2 weeks left till the transfer window ends, so anything can happen. But what I'm just worried about is the George Livesi issue. I had rumors linking him with Kukune, but we're not really sure about it. But we just want to find out, where will he be based when the season starts, or whether he'll be clubless or what. So yeah, that's something which I'm looking forward to.
Have you heard anything? What could be his problem? Why teams are not willing to sign him? Is probably the issue of demands. Is demanding too much, or what? What are the issues?
I don't know. I remember last time it did say that clubs think that he's expensive, but he's not expensive. That's what he was saying. And I think maybe that might play a role also, or maybe clubs just don't feel the need to actually sign him. They probably may think that his time has passed. It's not a player that they would consider at the moment. So we never know with these things. But I know that he once said that most clubs think that he's expensive, and he's not really expensive. He just wants to play football. It's not about the money for him. So I just hope that he'll get an opportunity and land himself a club.
At some point, I think Kukuna was saying they thought that they had an understanding that he's going to join them. They were surprised that he's now training with Swallows. So I don't know. Who's Asian, by the way?
I really don't know who's his agent is, but I don't know. You know, it's Libisi. I think his life is too private. We can't even tell who runs his deals and everything. But definitely, probably by the end of this week, we'll probably know what's happening. You know, we'll just have to dig in deep and just find out what's happening.
Let's look at the games. What an exciting games of BP Top 8. And major surprises. The Soweto Giants are out. And then one Soweto Giant is still there. Moroka Swallows. It's a Khubedi Tsapanyaza. Tsensu Sandate Koza, they're out. Tsensu Sandate Mtaung, they're out. So yeah, let's look at the games. Let's start with Golden Arrows and Super Sport. What's your take in that game?
That one was clear. Remember, I did say last week that Golden Arrows will bring in the same impact that they had last season, which they did, and didn't make things easy for Super Sport. Super Sport was just all over the place. Same thing I complain about: structure, shape, confidence also within the players, because of a lot of things that are happening within the club, you know. But they haven't found their feet yet, you know. Golden Arrows was just cruising, you know. They still had the same momentum that they carried with last season. They brought it again this season. So, yeah, they were just an unstoppable team, you know. Super Sports, there's a lot of work to be done there. There's really a lot of work to be done there, especially in that defense. I was very unhappy with that defense.
I see that your internet is a little bit unstable. I don't know what's happening. Maybe you can check what's happening.
Goalkeeper also, Ronan Williams. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, although you are breaking. Yes. There you are. You have broken again. There you are.
Come on, audible now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robin Williams, you say?
Oh, am I audible now?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying that with Ronan Williams, I just have a lot of question marks regarding his performance, you know. There's a lot of mistakes that are happening, you know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's the problem, but or maybe it's the fact that he also wanted to leave the club, you know, he's unhappy, maybe, you know, when a player's unhappy, maybe it drops off on everyone, we could say, even other players, you know. If one thing can stay up the whole team, you know, it just causes damage within the team. So there's a lot of problems that they need to fix. Super Sport, you know, there's really a lot of issues, even as players. They just also need to bring back their identity. We need to see the old Super Sport back. It's about time. Yeah, this thing has been going on for quite some while, and the supporters are also not happy.
Now, who should blame here? Should look at Kaitana Tembo and say, why is the team unstable during your reign? Will that be a correct direction to look at? To say, now you are the coach, why things are happening this way?
Firstly, Super Sport has one of the best strikers in South Africa. Top goal scorer, who could say, in fact, you know, the man just keeps banging goals, he delivers. They've got one of the best midfielders currently in South Africa, and which are youngsters. They've got Mukwena, they've got Sipho Mbule. They've got all the quality they need. I don't think that team lacks anything. Yes, I'm complaining about the defense, but that's something that they could actually fix. So with the quality that they have, who's to blame? We can't blame the players, to be honest. The coach needs to fix the problems, but it's been going on for seasons now. So what's happening? Who to blame? We can't blame the players. It's the coach's responsibility to actually fix the problem.
Remember, Kaitano Tembe has never won anything with them. So that also should count. And fair enough, Super Sport do give coaches enough time. You know, Super Sport, they don't fire a coach after one season or two seasons. They give them enough time. So I don't think Kaitano can complain. and say, I'm still new, I'm still trying to understand the team. And he has been a player there, so we expected him to understand. So I think now that the weapons should be directed at him. If the players are not happy, where are you? Because as a coach, your job is to motivate. So we don't know. I don't know, you as viewers out there, what's your take? Now let's move on to the next game. The next game was Orlando Pirates and Broncos Swallows. Am I right?
Yes, it was.
So what's your take?
I could say first things first. I'm not happy with Richard Ofori. I kept hearing a lot of things, when people would say that he's not comfortable on the ball. I clearly saw it this past weekend. He's really not comfortable on the ball. I think he made the same mistake twice last season. What he did over the weekend, he probably did it twice last season. I don't even understand what's happening with that with the goalkeeper. But these certain errors, with a player with so much experience, cannot afford to do certain errors, game in, game out. And this is not the first time. I mean, as a player, you know your strength, Mr. Shabalala. I mean, you know what you have to do. Why are you complicating life? Why are you making things difficult for your team? That second goal made things difficult for Orlando Pirates. It made them to actually dig deep and for them to work extra hard to get the goal and come back into the game. But the keeper let them down. So I don't understand, why does he keep on doing the same mistake? Swallows played very good football. Swallows was very organized. They were very disciplined, Yes, Orlando Pirates had their chances, but Swallows was very disciplined also. And big ups to the goalkeeper as well. They managed to contain the game and actually score 2 goals. That says a lot. They were in control of the game. So Orlando Pirates, I expected more from them. Yes, I thought they would win the game. But it's unfortunate that they didn't win the game. Even the players, I felt like they were so rushed. Vincent Pule, trying so many things at once, complicating things. I wasn't very happy with that. I wasn't impressed with how he played. I expected more from him. They were just under pressure. Orlando Pirates was just all over the place. They were under pressure from the minute when Swallows scored that first goal. Even the second goal made things very difficult for them. So everything was just rushed. Orlando Pirates was all over the place with no structure, no shape. But Swallows managed to keep their shape. Yes, they started packing the bus. It's understandable, but the discipline played a huge role. They are leading. They don't have to complicate their lives or complicate their football, And it was great seeing the likes of Magalwa play. He played a huge role in that Swallows game. He really changed the game. He really upped the tempo. The spark was there. It's great seeing youngsters do that. Cheese Boy Mukwena played a brilliant game. We kept on saying, game in, game out. That man ages like fine wine. Vuemere, same thing, The experience there, it's top class. It's just too much, I'm glad to see such players, even at their age, are able to still carry themselves and the team and show class, it just proves that they are actually I'm showing the youngsters what can happen when you are disciplined. Yes, there are stories about them, yes, back then, but look where they are now. They've managed to bring back themselves, but still competing in the highest level. And look where they're taking the team now. So Swallows, yes, I remember last week you were saying that Swallows can still push the train which they were pushing last season and improve. These are the sides. They're in the semifinals of the MTN 8. They can go all the way. So congratulations to them. And it was a good game for Morocco Swallows.
Thabo Matlaba is a very good player. He's an excellent player, calm, collected, knows when to pass, knows when to attack. Very good player, very good player. If I watch Thabo Matlaba, I once said, he reminds me of, the lower version of Daniel Alves. Daniel Alves had that impact, but Thabo Matlaba is a brilliant player, brilliant player. So, as you said, don't you think that Kaiser Chiefs are regretting that they could not take Kamaldeen? And then because Kamaldeen could be in their books, and then unfortunately, I don't know what happened there. And at the same time, I also want to say, I just wonder why Zimbabwe could not play Thembinkosi Lodge. I thought you would start with Thembinkosi Lodge, who would put pressure together with Vincent Pule. So I don't know what happened, and then why do you keep him on the bench and bring him later? I don't know. What's your take?
It's the same thing that we're saying, that the coach's decision, we don't know what's happening, These are the kind of things that probably led him to where he is right now in terms of the dismissal and so forth, because these are things that have been happening even last season. They're happening again. So we really don't know who he wants to play. You've got impact players. It's a cup competition. You need experience. There's no 3 points here where you have to defend. Here you go all out. So if we have those players within the squad, you need to utilize those players. You need to use those players. There isn't any second leg or we'll get them in the second round unless if you're in the semifinals. But now it's, as it says, it's wafa, it's do or die. Whoever scores takes home the victory. So I really fail to understand the coach's decision at that point. Yes.
Let's move on to the next game. And then congratulations to Moroka Swallows. They've done well. Maybe it's what I've said, by keeping the same coach and giving the same coach support. So probably we could learn something. A local coach again. That's another element that I'll bring in. That he's a local coach doing well. Now, let's move on. The next game. What was the next game?
That's Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns. That was the first game on Sunday.
It's unfortunate we don't have Jackie. When we talk Chiefs, Jackie wakes up, even if he's sleeping, he wakes up, he becomes really motivated. Yeah, what happened? What happened to Kaizer Chiefs? Have you guys lost the scoring boots? Do you need Kamaldeen to be there? I don't know what's your take.
Can I outline 3 players first that Mamelodi Sundowns? I was happy with, Peter Sharulile. That man is just class. I wish we had a striker like that in South Africa for our national team, The man just knows what he has to do. He knows his job. When a player knows his job, he makes things easy, Musa Libusa at the back, very solid, very disciplined, Yes, there was a mistake which led Chiefs to score the goal. Parker scored the goal. But, class is permanent, I guess. Kennedy Mwene also, class is permanent, 38-year-old, but still manages to do what he did over the weekend. Class is permanent, Oh, but fourthly, Themba Zwane, wow. Season after season, that level of consistency, it's been happening for the past 5 years. 5 years. That man is just all over the place, man. I mean, that man is just top class, a player that is able to do such game in, game out, season after season. I mean, clearly, when you have it, you have it, I'm very, very proud of those players. Sundowns as a whole, But when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, I'm really not happy with Samir Nokovic. I don't know what's happening with the player. The player, it seems like he plays, it's like he's a number 5. Always facing his goals, but not the opposition's goal post. He always expects the ball. When he receives the ball, he's facing his own goals. I don't understand. And he can't even turn. He gets the ball, he can't turn. There's always guys here. Lebusa is always here. Teruk was always here. He can't do anything. He can't even have a second touch. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Samir Nokovic, but it's really not working out at the moment. The impact that he came in with when he started off, it's really not there anymore. I really don't know what's happening with him. But I was really not happy in sense of when Ngobo, the defender, was started outside, I thought he was one player that was going to start the game. And Nkosimpile Ngobo, the midfielder, the youngster, I thought personally also he was going to start the game. Hence why I'm saying it's a cup competition. You can't defend. You need to go all out. Anything can happen. You need goals. You need to win the game and you move on. I was not impressed with that decision taken by the coach, but I guess he saw it otherwise, But I was very happy with Kama Billet, had a good performance, actually. Kama had a good performance. Even Keegan Dolly as an impact player, there'll be trouble there. Not that I'm being biased or anything, but I think anyone could see that trouble is on the way. Trouble is on the way. Even the boy Sokhota played very well. I also don't think he was supposed to come out. He just had to I think the coach just had to fuse the three players up front, Kama, Dolly, and Sokhota. Try make them work. You're chasing the game and you want to win the game. Rather go out, have those attacking players, because he didn't have much options on the bench in terms of attacking players. So rather use those players and get the results that you want. But some Mamelodi Sundowns played well in the first half. They played well. Sundowns is very comfortable on the ball. Very comfortable. Each and every player is comfortable on the ball in the team. They played very well in the first half. Yes, Kaizer Chiefs came back in the second half. I like the hunger. We saw the hunger. The boys rose up to the occasion, They played well. Yes, it's unfortunate that Kaizer Chiefs lost in the penalty shootout, but the referee, Mr. Shabana, this was a very talking matter. This is an issue. Linesmen, referees, I don't know what's happening, but certain mistakes shouldn't happen at this high level.
We'll talk about that. Let's analyze the game. We'll come back to the referee story. I think Stuart Baxter, I was impressed with his reading of the game. He read the games very well. I'm impressed. Having watched that game, a good coach is a coach that when he do substitution, that substitution changes the game. You see the difference between the previous players who were playing and the new players who are playing. So for me, I think Stuart Baxter is doing extremely well. So, but, this is the beginning. We'll see as time goes on. This is the beginning. So, it's first game. Let's give them support, and then probably they'll do better going forward. But I wonder why they did not play the player that they signed from Swallows, a defender, I think Mato is struggling now. He's really struggling. Parker played extremely well, to be honest. He was the player who was having an impact. Keegan Dolly, his introduction changed the game. And also Kama Billet was very excellent. So for me, Kaizer Chiefs, they are coming up. We're going to see something else. Well, Sundowns, Sundowns, they are very good. They are good in all departments. And then now, let's talk about the last game before we go to the referee's story.
Yes, AmaZulu played against Cape Town City. That was a grudge match in a way, but Cape Town City came out on top of the game. It was a very interesting game. Both goals of Cape Town City were top class. Cape Town City won the game by 2-1. It was a very interesting game, It was great also seeing Lehlonololo Majoro again, coming to the rescue for AmaZulu, but it was just unfortunate that they didn't win the game, But I personally think that for the first time, well, it's been a while since we've seen AmaZulu playing in such a competition, I personally feel like this is a step for better things to come, They really fought, but Cape Town City, Eric Sinclair is a very brilliant coach, a very, very intelligent coach, The team was just organized. It was a very, and pound to pound for game, but Cape Town City really managed that game well, And even the goals that they scored, those goals are top class, top class, very brilliant goals. They came out on top. So it's just unfortunate that, unlike it to Coach Benny McCarthy, that it didn't come out with the results. But I think that he should just lift his head up high. You know, there's a lot that they need to offer within the season.
For me, Amazulu is one of the best teams in this country now. Benny McCarthy has done a good job. They play one of the most entertaining football. I'm a little bit worried when I hear the news that he may join Pirates.
Yeah, no way.
That worries me, because I would have wished for Benny to stay with Amazulu for a while. Because if Benny can stay with Amazulu for 2 or 3 seasons, 3 seasons minimum, we'll see Amazulu doing better and taking trophies. So that's me, you know. But you know, guys have ambition, all right. So if I was somebody who was advising him, I would say, don't rush, all right. It's like the time when he was about to join Bafana Bafana. For me, I would have said, Benny, don't rush. You are doing extremely well, but I don't think you have to rush to go to Bafana Bafana. Don't destroy your career, build it nicely, all right? And then when you go to Bafana Bafana, you have already laid a very good foundation. And we can refer and say, you know, Benny has done this. It's like now with Gavin Hunt. Yes, he has failed at Kaiser Chiefs, but you can still refer. But Gavin did well at Supersport. Gavin did well at Vets. So, you know, we need those references as compared to, yeah. Now, let's go to your referee story, which is what you like.
Yeah, man. Mr. Shabalala, that was just a mess, you know. That was just a mess. I feel like, you know, at a highest level like that, you can't afford to make mistakes. Yes, they are human, they make mistakes, you know, it's understandably so. But the linesman was literally standing on the line, you know, when during that penalty shootout, the linesman was on the line. He actually saw everything. So the decision that he took, I mean, we can't even say now that we need VAR or golden eye technology. No, but I mean, that was a clear view. He had a clear view. I don't even know why he took that decision, to be honest. You know, I don't understand. Literally, like, I really don't understand. And such matters as a PSL, this is not the first time, but such matters as the PSL needs to step up and start taking control of referees. PSL needs to be in charge and make sure that the referees are on par, are on point. You know, it's a cup game. Cup game, emotions are high. There's no second chances. There's nothing. You win or you lose. What if Sundowns lost that game in the penalty shootout? What was going to happen? You know, they were just fortunate that they won the game, you know, but as a ref, you don't do such mistakes. I personally feel like, not that I'm being harsh or anything, but probably maybe right now the matter needs to be taken to the DC. Referees needs to be accountable for the actions and the decisions that they take, because they are costing teams, and which is unfair for the team, you know. So that's just unfortunate that, yes, Mamelodi Sundowns won that game, but such incidents shouldn't happen. They should be avoided. You are literally standing on the line, you watching everything. So where was he looking at if he said that that wasn't a goal? It's just a question that I'm asking.
You know, for me, to be honest, I think if 2, even if not 4, 2 of them as a minimum, Kennedy moved. All right.
Yes.
Now, you are saying the referee. If I want to be fair, referees have been very good last season. Very good, very firm, and so on. But this was just putting a dent to the good job that they've done. Now, the next question is, should we blame the referee, or should we ask the PSL, when are they introducing the VAR?
Okay, but now,
I don't know whether you get my point.
No, I get your point. But now, as a referee, if you allow such decisions yes, if you allow such decisions to be taken and you allow such mistakes to happen, so what job are you playing as a referee? Yes, also the Kennedy Mwene issue, he was probably, I think it was 2 or 3 times, he also went out of the line, same as Kune. But Kune was charged to being off the line with the saves that he was making, but in Mwene, it was a different outcome. So now, why do we have to include technology when certain things are clear? There's times where we...
No, I'm not saying the referees should not be blamed. For this game, I'm not happy at all. And remember, it's not only the referee. It's the referee and the linesman. Worst part of it, the linesman, he's on the line. All right, the linesman is on the line. The linesman can see that he's moving before he kicks. All right, so I don't know what was happening. So no, that one, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. They blundered, to be honest. For me, I'm saying, I think I saw 2 where he moved. It could be 3, it could be more, where he moved. But it was really dampening the spirit that why they could not be retake for those balls. I don't think it was fair. The 2 guys, I hope, I don't know, somebody once said, but I think there is a committee that sit down and then evaluate and then take action against them. I hope they're going to do that. I hope they're going to do that. But at the same time, it does not stop us asking, when is the PSL going to introduce VAR? I'm always saying we are the richest league in this country, in Africa. So it's high time that we need to introduce VAR. Unless we are being told what are the reasons why VAR cannot be introduced. If it's too expensive, it's not part of the budget for now, we must be told, and then we must be told when is it going to be introduced. If it's not introduced now, what are they doing about the people who do what they did in terms of this referee and the linesman? Because if the referee missed it, the linesman at least should have seen it. But if now the 2 of them miss it, it becomes, we are at the fence, and then we could see it. And then that ball that Kune stopped, it's a goal. It's a clear goal. When Kune parried it, it was from inside. Do you remember? The ball that Kune parried, it was in. All right? So that is why I'm saying, where is VAR? Where is VAR? Because, okay, of course, one could say, if maybe it happened only to Kaiser Chiefs, we would say, hey, there's something fishy. But we saw Kune too. There was a ball that went in. If there was a VAR, it was a goal, the one that he parried. All right? It was a clear goal, but it could not be allowed. They did not see it. All right? So it brings the question of, where is VAR? When are we going to see VAR in this country? I don't know. That's my take. I don't know. There's any other thing that we want to talk about?
No, it's loud and clear, Mr. Chabalala. With our viewers out there, they can let us know, what they think about the decisions, and based on the referees also, what needs to be done, I would really like to hear their opinions and what they think of the incidents that happened over the weekend.
All right, let's move on to the Spanish and Italian and the French. I don't know. We are watching very close. We want to know who's going to show the French League 1. Who's going to show it? Because we can't wait. We are aware that DSTV doesn't show it. SuperSport doesn't show it. I think it was an opportunity for SABC to buy it so that at least they get some viewership. We don't know who's going to buy it now, but I can see that people are hungry. And then, but I can tell you, I'm very much impressed with the the way PSG have lined up their things. It's like they were ready for this revolution. Everything is well planned. I watched their television online. They were showing the game, but before that, they were presenting all the new players. You know, it was a fanfare event. You know what? Those guys, they know exactly what they want. Firstly, they've increased the prices of the gate taking substantially, and people are buying. That's the first thing. They say Messi has been offered 40 million pounds, all right, per annum. With bonuses and others, it's another 35 million, 75 million pounds. And guess what? Within a day, with Messi shirt, they raised 109 million pounds. They recovered all their 75 million in a day. And remember, it doesn't end there. They're still going to get the sponsorship attached to this brand. Not only that, TV rights. We are still waiting to see who's gonna get that TV rights. And now they are clever. They are thinking ahead. That is why they have their online television as PSG. All right. If you want to watch, you can watch using PSG online. And then yours is to subscribe. You know what? It's a revolution. These guys were well prepared. They knew that they were just waiting for that. And I'm told now they want to bring Cristiano Ronaldo on top of that, because we hear that Mbappe has already asked to be released because he wants to join Real Madrid. I don't know what's your take about that. Mbappe asking to leave. What is it? Is it feeling threatened, one, or I don't know? What's your take? And if we're in Mbappe's shoes, or if we're somebody who advised Mbappe, what would you do?
I think he always wanted to go. It was just now the matter is it the right time for him to go? You know, in my opinion, okay, he's still young. You know, that decision of leaving the club, okay, he can still take it and go venture somewhere else and, you know, create a name for himself alone. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to create a name for himself alone. But number two, he's a French boy. You know, they love him in France. He's their home boy. You know, the boy won the World Cup when he was still young. You know, and they really acknowledge him so much that side. But I personally feel like, my opinion, he should just stick around a bit. You know, I mean, you have one of the best, well, the best player in the world within your team. Why don't you allow him to actually groom you and put you where you possibly want to be in life, you know, before he retires or before he leaves the club? I think that's a good opportunity for him. It worked for Neymar when Neymar was still in Barcelona. It put Neymar on the map, you know, when he was playing with Messi alongside Messi. It can still happen again with Mbappe. But as a player, you take your own road and route, you know. Um, it's his decision at the end of the day. We can never know what goes on or what's happening at the moment. We can't say it's ego or pride that's happening, but if he feels like he wants to go to Real Madrid and start his new chapter there, then I feel like he should go. But PSG is a powerhouse at the moment. Those guys are building a powerhouse. For the next 2 seasons, we'll be talking about them highly, you know. So there's just a force that can be reckoned with at the moment. But yeah, I think if you can't, if you don't want to, if you can't beat them, you need to join them. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If you can't beat them, you need to join them. It's as simple as that.
They say the group of fans in Barcelona and some people in France, I think even in Italy, who wants to lodge a complaint with FIFA in terms of the fair play, and then they want PSG to be penalized because they feel that they have broken the rules of fair play. So we don't know. Those are some of the rumors. And then, when I hear that as a Jews, why these people are doing this to Lionel Messi? Messi wants to play football. And now he finds himself entangled into this kind of politics. So maybe when Mbappe leaves, but those guys, they don't want to release him. They're saying if he wants to leave now, they'll want their release clause as it is. They're not going to compromise. So we'll see what's going to happen. I just hope sanity prevail. I just hope if I were somebody who's advising Mbappe, but probably Madrid is putting too much pressure on him, I would have said to Mbappe, hang in there, at least play one season because next year definitely you'll be free. So you'll be like Messi, you'll be a free agent, join any team of your choice. No strings attached when it comes to you being bought. It's a question of signing on fee and your salary, which makes easier. But I don't know, maybe Perez is panicking that the dominance of Real Madrid and the Spanish football is diminishing. So you want a big name, of course. He wants Mbappe. Mbappe is a big name. Moreover, that Mbappe is still very young. So he wants to build a team around him. But we'll watch the space and see what's going to happen. And then if you ask me, I wouldn't buy the idea of Ronaldo joining PSG. Maybe it's for commercial reasons, having the two big names in one team. But I wouldn't buy that idea. Ronaldo joining PSG. Apparently, he wants to leave Juventus. There are mixed news that you get. Others, they say he wants to leave. Others, they say he don't want to leave. And the other news in Spanish, there were few fans. Remember, they allowed about 30,000 fans to attend the game of Barcelona. And then few fans were booing Laporta. They were, disrespectful. And then they were calling the names of Messi. But apparently the other larger part of the group of the fans were against that. They when they were saying Messi, they were singing Barca, and then they went further to say Pedri. For me, I watched Barcelona. Memphis Depay, the guy is good. He's damn good. I just wonder if Memphis Depay was playing with Messi, what could be. And this is what Memphis Depay wanted. It could have been a mess because the difference between Memphis Depay and Griezmann, I see Memphis Depay is passing most of the time. And Griezmann, I don't see him passing. He's starting to pass now because Messi is not there. Well, he says he wants to be the focal point. He wants to be the main man. And Koeman is assuring him that he's going to be the main man. So we'll see. We'll watch the speed. And guess what? Griezmann was playing well. And he was marking. He was doing everything. All Barcelona players, they were committed. The mere fact that they wanted to prove a point that they are not Messi-dependent team. They played very well. But I was a little bit worried that Yusuf Dami was not played. I wanted to see that young man. The young man is he's a machine. So I would have loved to see Yusuf Dami in the middle of the park playing with Pedri. Then who's next? Whether it's what's the name? De Jong or Busquets, but I would go for De Jong ahead of Busquets. I would have loved to see that midfield with Yusuf Dami. So I don't know what happened. Koeman has already said he doesn't bank much on Collado. So Collado apparently is in the same situation as Riqui Puig. it looks like Ricky Pucci is still going to struggle again because he didn't even consider him this time. And then, that boy, the one who was playing at the back from Man City, is a gem. He's a gem. Although I wanted to see Arojo in that position, but that boy is quick, very quick. What's his name again?
That's it, Mendy.
No. The one who's playing central defense was teaming up with PK.
Oh, it's PK. Yes.
Yeah, from Man City. No, the boy is good. The boy, no, for Barcelona, the boy is good.
Yes.
But I was a little bit disappointed by playing Sergino Dest, number 2. I could have played what's his name again? The Brazilian, whom he introduced a little bit later. But it looks like he does not have confidence in the Brazilian, because I already pick up the news that they want to swap him with Bellerin. I don't know why I bring in Bellerin. Bellerin is old now and struggling at Arsenal. And then I'll never sacrifice Emerson for Bellerin. That I will never allow it. But I don't know. Koeman is a different coach with his own philosophy. And who surprised me? Breathaway. He really surprised me. He played his socks out. I don't know. Maybe the non-availability of measures relieved the guys' shoulders, because maybe they were scared. They were looking for Messi all the time. But they were playing extremely well. But towards the end, they showed some laxity. They were relaxed. That is why they conceded again. So those are some of the things that Barcelona still have to work on. And the other thing that for me was a setback, he should have, fine, he started with Jordi Alba, but later he should have substituted him and start introducing the young men. Jordi Alba has played too many games, all right? He played in the Olympic, he has played too many games. I think he should have started to reduce playing, including Pedri. Could have, give Pedri some bit of a rest and start playing these other youngsters, But overall, Barcelona, they're looking good. They are looking like a team to watch. But all the teams, they seem to be doing well. I watch Man City and Tottenham Hotspur. What a brilliant game. What a brilliant game. And you know what? Maybe it was good for not to play Harry Kane, because the guy is not settled. So, you play him, and then if he doesn't play well, remember he wants to go to, He wants to go to Man City.
Man City.
Sorry about that. People are going to say, no, he is not playing well because he wants to join them, So for me, it was a good decision not to play him, all right, because that would have put too much pressure on him. And then I could see that Son pick up, he's ready to play that position, and he was doing extremely well. I don't know whether Tottenham Hotspur should be taken serious, because Tottenham Hotspur, they don't fight for anything, to be honest. They are like Cosmos in this country, who always groom players and sell. So they're like that, and then I hope they start now taking their football serious and start to want to play. Man City, what else can you say about Man City? Man City, they're a mean machine. As much as they lost, but you could see that that team is an oil machine. For me, Man City, yes, I've seen Liverpool. They played well, but I can tell you, Man City is still going to be a problem. And I was a little bit worried about Chelsea. Chelsea last year, towards the end of last year, them winning the Champions League, they were looking like a threat for me. But this past weekend, I was not convinced with the game that they played. I don't know whether it's because Carlo Ngate was not, N'Golo Kante was not playing in the middle of the park. So probably that could have affected their rhythm, And then, and I still want to watch Jack Grealish. I still want to be convinced that he is really a real deal. But I see the glimpse. But I still want to watch him more and see what's happening. Man United, Paul Pogba, the man is good. The man is good.
The stars of the show.
I just ask myself, if Paul Pogba can get his wish and play with Messi, what's going to happen? Because the sitter that he creates, Messi can bang many goals, And for me, Paul Pogba is just like Messi. He just want to be happy. Keep him happy, then he'll play well. That's me. But the English football has shown again. But what was worrying me, I see the English football, they were allowed capacity crowd, and then other leagues, Spanish, not capacity crowd. I don't know. How did they come up to that conclusion that, others deserve a capacity crowd, others, they don't deserve a capacity crowd? Because I think that capacity crowd will relieve what is happening now, because the teams are suffering financially because of lack of support. So basically, that's what was happening in the European football. I don't know your take as you look at the games.
It was very interesting. You know what happened? We are very glad that the leagues are back. Football is back again, and great seeing the supporters again. What I can just say on my side, my highlights of the weekend was the two stars of the show, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was involved in 4 chances. He created 4 assists. Bruno Fernandes scored a hat trick. That has never been done before. So those two were just stars of the show. Man United seemed like a team that could win the league, but it's just the first game of the season. So that says a lot. That really says a lot. I mean, Pogba.
It also says a lot about the coach. The coach, this guy was underrated, but he's proving game in, game out that he's a very good coach. I liked him the first time when he said, I'm not going to ask Alex Ferguson anything. I respect him. He was my coach. He was my senior. I learned a lot from him, but I don't have to always make reference to him. And then Bruno Fernandes, as you said, I think we are starting to see the new Ronaldo for the Portuguese. He's gonna be a star. I can tell you now. He's coming up. He's a very good player.
Yeah, he's coming up. He's definitely coming up. He displayed a wonderful performance. I just hope that they can carry that momentum. And just keep it up. That's what the Premier League is about. It's about seeing such things week in, week out from certain players. So for me, those are the 2 highlights. Those 2 players were the highlights for me over the weekend. It's been a while seeing such display, from players. So they've really come to the party. They came to the party and they really delivered. So just congratulations to them. I know that they've got a lot to offer coming into the new season. So we just can't wait for more football coming from them.
What about West Ham United? They're doing well. They are picking up from where they left off last year. David Moyes was written off. He's showing again that he's a good coach. Maybe he's a good coach with small teams where there's no pressure. And I'm wondering what's happening at Arsenal. Arsenal is not convincing at all. It's absolutely not convincing. I don't know what's happening. I had hopes that Arteta will build something, and then, but it doesn't look like. I don't know whether it should be the question of the coach, or is the scouting department, or is the hierarchy, the leadership. I don't know what's happening.
I blame the leadership. I blame the leadership of Arsenal.
Mm,
Arsenal has lost their identity also. That's one team that they've, Arsenal, I think I'm trying to get the right words and
mhm,
in a respectful manner. Let me just say, people who know football
mm.
know that Arsenal was one of the best teams that played the best football in the world.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
They were like
not
Barcelona.
Barcelona. Not yes, Barcelona would be after, but Arsenal would play the best football in the world. We enjoyed
Mm,
watching Arsenal play, but they've
mm,
kind of lost that whole identity. I think
mm,
since Arsene Wenger left, well, during his travels, yes, then he left. I think everything just fell apart. They
mm,
just lost.
mm,
Yeah, they've lost their identity.
mm,
Arsenal used to play the best football in the world, so I don't know. I blame the leadership. A lot is going on in that team. And um, I'm not seeing them coming back for now. They've got a
mm,
lot of work to do. Personally, they've got a lot of work to do. I really don't know what's happening. I really
mm.
don't know what's happening with us now.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Yes,
Mm,
yes. No, I really don't know what's happening with them. There's
mm,
a serious problem with us now. Yes.
mm. I will see what's gonna happen, and then. But for me, Arsenal, you know, the people who were scouting for them were doing a good job. Now the people that they have now, it's a little bit worrying. But nevertheless, let's move on to the last part of the show, which is the Messi special. Our show was a little bit too long today, and then I'm gonna show this one. So that is why I'm not gonna have too much Messi special today. Can you see that?
Yes, again.
Yeah. Look, I don't know now what to say about Lionel Messi. He has beaten the best. I mean, if you beat Pele, what else? What else? Because even today we are still talking about Pele. Pele has scored 643 goals for one team. And then Gerd Muller, 570. Lionel Messi, 672. So I don't know now what to say. And then we saw the welcoming in France. How was it? I've just spoken about the jerseys. Remember, Messi is the only player now in the world whereby he managed to sell more than 1 million t-shirts. 1 million t-shirts, all right? So I don't know what to say. This guy breaks records after records, and then he said, I wasn't aware that I'm so loved. And he felt very much appreciated. Let them leave Messi to play, man, and forget about this thing. Hey, we are going to challenge his signing and so on. What do they want him to do? Do they want him to retire now, or to charge himself less? I mean, he deserves it. He deserves every little cent that he brings. Last one, that was the Messi special for today. And then thank you very much. Till we talk again on Saturday morning.
Thank you very much.